Hey, good afternoon. It's pretty nice sitting out here in the shade. I just decided to walk up and get some coffee. And honestly, I've been spending the day just worshiping and listening and just being with the Lord. I'm going to say there's nothing like being with the Lord. I be with him all the time. As a matter of fact, several times probably today I said, hey, I just wish I was home with you because he's just amazing. I want to share a little bit of a testimony and then kind of a call to those that may resonate with. The Lord may really speak to you in this. I sense, and I think, especially in these days, we're all asking, well, how can I serve? And of course, we need to pray and seek the face of God about what his purpose and plans are for each of our lives. But I feel to put this out there because I think that there may be some people that the Lord is going to speak to, that this is how you begin. So let me share the testimony first. I went to Elevation today service. I'm going to tell you, I went in with a lot of things on my mind today. I'm looking at an upcoming surgery in December, and I've been asking the Lord if the timing is right. And while I shared that he said epic, I just needed that extra confirmation today, and I got that. But also, and I want to say this, and it's so funny because the Lord was just reminding me of this while I was coming to sit down, that Canaan is the promised land, but the word Canaan means subdued and humble. And I was smiling when he said that because I've shared the vision that the Lord has given for the Refuge of Peace, Justice and Advocacy Center, but like I said, it's grown to a prayer war room, a worship center with music, prophetic intercession and prayers over people's lives and calling them into purpose. And it's about the table. And that's the big word here. And as I've been praying, this thing is just getting big and, like Canaan. It's a promised land, and yet when you stand and you see what dreams God has for you, it humbles you. It makes me shake because honestly, I said to God, if you don't do this, it isn't getting done. And I know he will. And it's so cool. I had Pastor Ron Anthony from Elevation in Winston pray with me today, and he's been really an encouragement to me. And some others there as well. But there's just a lot on the horizon, and the Lord keeps giving me more and more. And I really believe what he's doing is he is establishing the church afresh and anew, taking us back to the basics where he's our first love, and the communion is fellowship with him and with all believers around us, and inviting people in to break bread and get to know people, where we have open hearts and open hands, and just want to fill our minds with the thoughts of the Lord, and just serve together. Just go back to the basics. I'm sitting here thinking of For Him. There was a band, a Christian band, and they sang back to the basics of life. And sometimes I think as we go forward in life, we can pick up so many things like baggage and so many different traditions and opinions and this, that, and the other thing that we end up carrying quite a load. And I think we're not even quite sure what to do with it. But I love the Lord because it's just simplicity. He's just about relationships. He's just about love and truth and just walking together and doing life together. And I can't wait. I'm really excited. And I know, again, it's going to be him that does it all, puts it all together, and I'm just going to take it step by step and partner and do whatever he asks me to do, and that's the key. But I feel to put this out, this is a call to not just a testimony, because here's the thing. I think a lot of people are not understanding or really sure about what it is they're supposed to do. So here's something I'm going to share with you. So in starting this whole vision, the Lord has made it, I think, pretty clear to me at this point how he wants to start. And what he said to me, and I'm still praying about this, but this is what it kind of looks like, kind of framework. I feel like the Lord is saying to me, 3 times a month, every 10 days, and 10 is complete or perfection. Every 10 days, I want you to meet with people and have lunch with them. So I have a wonderful young girl. She's a social justice major and I believe an attorney. And we talked about meeting next week and, just having a meal together, just sitting, her and I, so that we can get to know each other, because the vision that she's been given is very similar to the one that the Lord has given me. And just get to know each other and break bread and have lunch and pray together and enjoy each other's company. And then we talked about, the next time that we meet, each of us inviting someone else and bringing them to the table. And of course, we're praying. I've already been praying that whoever is supposed to be a part of this, the Lord will just bring them and He'll order our steps to invite the right people. And I'm not saying that it's in an exclusive way. I'm saying that in my experience, for 37 years, it's been pretty amazing how God puts all the people together in a particular thing that He desires to. I know, and I'm going to be honest with you, I go to Elevation a lot. I have for 6 years, whether it's online or in community. Sometimes not having a car right now has limited what I want to do and what I can do. But the other thing is, I'm always open to wherever else the Lord wants to send me to hear a word that He specifically wants to give me to teach me. And so it's not that I'm not committed, I am, it's just I'm following Him. So I always keep options open, and I just go, and I'm telling you, every time I go where He wants, He reads my mail. Or there's something that He wants to give me that it's like, holy cow, you really did order my steps here. So that's why I said what I said, because I really believe that just like Jesus, as I said this morning, when He was going to choose the disciples, I believe the Father already had people ready. And as Jesus went along, He knew, and He invited those to come. And but I really believe that this is going to be a church-wide thing, because I really think with all the fellowships and churches that are already built out there, the church fellowships, that's why I say that God is going to start deconstructing, and indeed He already is, bringing things down or rearranging things and shifting things and aligning the church fellowships more with His heart. But as for me, this is something new, and I can see worship being so different, and just from the heart, and yeah, it's just beautiful. Everything the Lord has shown me is just beautiful. And it seems basic, but it's just meeting God. That's it. And meeting with one another and enjoying the communion, the fellowship with one another, breaking bread and, getting to know people. I'm going to tell you that I have talked to different people over the course of the last few years, and even pastors, and what I'm hearing is, look, the church is great and I love it, but I just want to be with people. I want to reach people where they're at. And again, a lot of people have said to me, well, if it comes to people that are homeless or they have great needs, we want to meet those. Of course we do. But the thing is you can do a lot for people, and I think that that's necessary. But I also think that we just need to be with people, that people just want to be seen, heard, and understood. And they really need people to listen with wholeheartedly. And just to walk with them, like the two guys on the Emmaus Road, they shared their hearts. They shared what was going on. And that's what Jesus always did with people. He always listened, and he amazes me. I'm going to tell you this morning, the message from the sermon that Pastor Stephen preached this morning was He answered me. And I was grinning and crying all at the same time, because the Lord is our shepherd, and He's way far ahead of us. So when I showed up today with the concerns that I had, and the message is entitled, He answered me, and then He said this, it's hard, Jesus is here, so I'm here. It's hard, I'm here, I'm His, and it's handled. And when He said those words, it's hard. He acknowledges, this is hard, but I'm here, and you're mine, I'm His, and it's already handled. I just walked out, okay, I'm good. As long as you got a handle on it, I'm good. And God always does. But it just blows me away, that He knew this day that, at least for me, I was going to walk in a place and really needed to hear, I got all this, and that's what I needed to hear. So that's the testimony. But again, this is a call. If you feel, how do I start? What do I do? And this resonates with you, do the same thing. Invite somebody to lunch. Put your stake in the ground. This is how I'm going to minister to people with the Lord and with the Holy Spirit. And put a stake in the ground and invite somebody who God brings to mind, or maybe you meet, to lunch. Say, yeah, I'd like to meet you here, and I'd like to buy you lunch today. And just sit there. Just be with them. You don't even have to force it. And just let things happen. And I'm going to tell you that, it may not happen the first day, but invite them back. And invite a couple other people. Or if you feel led, just invite them again and spend more time with them. And just let God take it from there and kind of lead you. Well, let's invite this one and let's invite more. And just let it evolve over time. Because I'm going to tell you that when you sit at a table, well, I kind of am now, but there's no bread here. Well, there is, because Jesus is here. But when you sit at a table and you just share a meal, and you're relaxed and you're open, and you have an open heart to the person that's sitting across from you or next to you, and you just begin a conversation, and you just trust the Holy Spirit to show up in the middle of both of you or all of you, and just take the conversation where it needs to go. You'd be surprised the ministry that takes place. People that may not know Jesus may come to salvation, or at least the seed's planted, or it's been watered, or they may hear a word that sets them free, or that brings healing in their life, And I'm going to tell you too, I'm a little mystified because God has done so much healing in my life, but I think that I shared this the other day, that my doctors are, just witnessing what's going on. Because I just tell them the Lord did it. I don't need to come back. God already took care of this. They don't say anything. But I know that they're watching and they're listening. And but for this particular thing, I have to have my hip replaced, or a good part of it, a joint anyway. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of a mess. And, I'm saying to the Lord, you've done creative miracles. I know that you can do it, and who says he won't? But, this is the path he's put me on. So I'm going to trust him that he makes all things work together for good. Yeah. And I'm just going to keep on listening and taking one step at a time and following his lead in whatever he's building. But again, I just felt to share this today because, like I said, that's the place to begin. And I love that, because volunteering is great, and I'm not against anything, but what I'm saying is this really hits, this is where the rubber hits the road. I think is just one-on-one fellowship with people, with the Holy Spirit, and just letting it take off from there, kind of like yeast, and it works through people. We get to know people, and then who knows, maybe God will build something through your life. Yeah. But regardless, I know that there have been many people that I've met already. When I was in Rock Hill, I think I mentioned in South Carolina last year, they had started a table. And it may look different for everybody. I know down there we got together and we ate. Everybody brought something and we worshiped. And sometimes we just got into smaller groups, and somebody wrote out cards where we asked very thought-provoking questions. And on 4th of July, we did fireworks, and the kids played, and it's just a great time. And it's a time where you come together and you're bonding as family, and that's just what Jesus is about. So anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow, if not sooner. I never know what God's going to do. But again, consider creating with the Holy Spirit a table, and just love people, and eat together, and have a conversation with the Lord in the middle. Have a great day.